G'day guys, I'm William Ragg from Running Injury-Free Revolution. Now this video is going to be a first part about breathing and making sure that we have a good lung capacity as we're running. I'm going to be doing more videos about breathing, but in this one, what I'm going to be talking about is making sure that we're using our lungs effectively. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is actually an exercise that was shown to me by Paul Trevethan from Running Injury-Free Revolution. What he taught me was, if you get your index finger and your thumb and you put it on either side of the clavicle, just bring it up slightly. And this is roughly the position that you should have when we're running. So what you want is your chest to be just slightly bridging up, and that's going to help you to increase that lung capacity. What people tend to do when they're running is their shoulders tend to come in and they start to bend at the top of their body. When people start to bring their chest down in that way, so when they're bringing it down, that can reduce our breathing rate by up to 30%. It prevents us from bringing oxygen right into our lungs and prevents the oxygen going towards the bottom of the lungs also. Gaseous exchange takes part at the bottom of the lungs. So if we're not taking oxygen into the bottom of the lungs, deep into that level, we're not going to be having that maximum rate of gaseous exchange. So oxygen won't be entering our blood and entering our body as fast as what it should. So when we're running, what we want to try and do is make sure we're keeping our body straight. We want to ensure that we're breathing nice and steadily. So instead of rapid breathing into our chest, what we should be trying to do is breathe deep into our belly. When we breathe deep into our belly, what you'll feel is almost more diaphragmatic breathing. When we involve our diaphragm in breathing, what it will do is it will pull our diaphragm down, and when that pulls it down, that brings oxygen into our lungs. So if we're breathing into our belly, what that will basically do is allow more oxygen to enter our lungs. If we can take more oxygen into our lungs, that's going to improve our rate of bringing oxygen into our body. It's going to prevent our heart rate from going too high, and it's going to allow us to stay in an aerobic phase. When we're running, we want to go through stages of metabolism without having a reduction of oxygen. So ensuring that we stay in that aerobic state is crucial, particularly as we hit the end of races. You'll find that people, when they set off in running, often try and go too fast. When they set off too fast, what they basically do is they run out of oxygen too quickly, and they start to go through their metabolism processes without oxygen. And without the presence of oxygen is what we call anaerobic breathing or anaerobic metabolism. When we do that, that's what forms the byproduct, which is lactic acid. And you'll find that that will create a sense of stiffness and a sense of soreness throughout the body. So when we're running next, guys, just focus on having a good posture in your upper body. So just remember to keep that chest up. When we're breathing, make sure you're breathing deep into your belly, and that's bringing down that diaphragm. That's going to help us to bring more oxygen into our lungs, and is going to help us to breathe more calmly and more effectively. What's also important is when we involve that diaphragm in our breathing, it actually reduces the stress as well upon our bodies. It helps us to stay at a more resting rate, and it prevents our bodies from feeling as if it's almost going through a destructive mode. It's going to prevent that increase in that heart rate, and it's going to make us feel a lot more relaxed and calm as we run. So remember guys, have that good posture in your chest, and we'll be bringing more videos soon from Running Injury-Free Revolution. So check us out at RIF REV.com.